Here for our 9th year of racing, we are the Drone Champions League, the World Championship for professional drone racing teams. I'm Matt Andrews, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our first day of racing for 2025. And we are coming into this year with a whole new style, starting off with the DCL Falcon Cup, a new tournament, a new way for teams to battle to make it to our Cup finals, happening later this year. And here are the 6 teams who are going to be fighting to get there. First, we welcome our reigning world champions, Cyclone Racing, who have Zion FPV, J-Box, Killian, Yayu, the Ice Cheetah, and from Raiden Racing, the incredible pilot Valprim has joined them. Quad Force 1 come in with a lineup we know well, Hyper, QT FPV and Propsicle, but their new pilot is West FPV, who last year was a new pilot on the Wildcard team. Raiden Racing, well, they've lost Valprim to Cyclone, but they've gained Shane, who last year was racing for Quad Force 1. He's alongside Vicen Mayans, IQ0 and Yuki. SDT are back with the incredible young Red Sheep. Ion FPV is new to this team, having just moved over from the China Dragons. We know Silvio, Sali1 and Platon Air from their previous races in green, but where is their longtime pilot Danube? We welcome our brand new team, Phoenix Racing, with some faces you might already know. Atakan raced in the DCL back in 2021 with Drone Sports Global. Min-Jae Kim was on the World Championship winning team in 2023. Trinks from France is making their debut. And Burkan from Bulgaria was with Quad Force 1 in 2023 and raced with Atakan back in 2021. And now on the DCL Wildcard team, we welcome Nemuo on his debut from Russia. Astronaut is the captain of the team out of America. After being away for a few years, Gilbert is now back in the DCL. And here's Danube, no longer racing with SDT. And alongside him, we welcome making their debut, the Bomb. Our new tournament gives every team 2 lives to battle through to try and make it to our Cup finals. Lose a race, lose a life. So our first track for 2025, let's go flying in Prop Town. Climb up out of the start, hug the building on the left-hand side, then do a sort of split S around this walkway here, very close to that building, and then more split S's but far apart. Go straight along, split S down, go straight along, down, and this time back through the block trade gate. Now we'll go into the Fox Ear Tunnel through the underpass before a climb to the right. Watch out for trees and that pylon. Here's our sculpture, left-hand ladder down, a 180 around his cage, then a left 180 and another right 180 to get out of there. And after you head back up to the road and go around this pillar, you'll start laps 2 and 3. So, let's start with the first ever race featuring every team. 1 pilot from each. First and second will get their team a free pass into the next round. And that is Min-Jae and Sali1 and Yayu in the top 3 places. And all 3 of those were on the same team that won the World Championship in 2023. So, a great start from all of them. Vicen Mayan from Raiden, the legend of our Japanese team. He's hanging on with them. Gilbert from the Wildcard team moving up. The Sali1 has slipped a little bit further down. We're already on to lap number 2. This is the lead. It's Min-Jae Kim. So pleased to have him back in the DCL after he didn't race in 2024. Yayu coming into a problem on that split S turn. Everybody's gone past him. He can fight his way back from the back, but it's a very short lap and there's only 3 of them, so not a lot of time. We're into the sculpture. Everybody in there together. Less than half a second between all 6 pilots through the Orca turn. Now onto lap number 3. It's still Min-Jae in the front, Sali1, and then Raiden's Vicen Mayan in third, and Yayu's fought his way back up to 4th. Min-Jae leading Sali1, who did a great turn into the split S's. This is where Yayu crashed earlier. He threw them all. Ahead of him, though, still 3 pilots. Remember, the top 2 get their teams a free ride to the next round. They're into the sculpture. Sali1 moves past Min-Jae. Can he keep it? No, he's lost that place to Vicen as well. And at the finish, it is Min-Jae for the Phoenix team, the brand newcomers to the DCL. They're going to get a pass along with Sali1's SDT. Wow, what an incredible start to our 2025 season. Even when a pilot made a mistake like Yayu here, it was still so tightly contested all the way to the end. Min-Jae got the win, and Sali1 on that final turn beat Vicen Mayan by less than 0.02 of a second. So how does that line up our teams? Well, Phoenix and SDT. They'll get a bye through to the quarterfinals. Later we'll see Quad Force 1 against the Wildcard team, but Raiden versus Cyclone, hello! The only team to beat Cyclone in the whole of 2024. It was their first match of the year. It was Raiden. What's the first match of 2025? Raiden versus Cyclone. The former world champions in yellow, the reigning world champions in purple, and what a legendary lineup. IQ0 and Vicen Mayan for Raiden against Yayu and Killian, two French pilots on the Cyclone team. Look at this, 500ths of a second between all four of them. Nobody is going to give a nanometer in this one, I assure you. We're on to lap number 2, Yayu where he wants to be, at the front, with Vicen Mayan behind him. Well, not many people want that pilot chasing you, as we know how brilliant he is at the finish, even if Sally 1 did just get the better of him last time. Yayu down to the ground leads everybody into the underpass. 10th of a second or less between him and Vicen Mayan, who's attacking aggressively and passing him through the sculpture. Coming out of that just ahead of everybody now, and he'll make that final turn on lap 2. 1 lap to go. Raiden's Mayan is in the lead just over Yayu, then it's Killian and IQ0. Raiden top and tailing this race for now, but IQ0 sees Killian making some mistakes and passes him. Mayan not far ahead of Yayu. The danger is always present through the underpass. We've got about half a lap to go now into the sculpture where Mayan was quicker than Yayu last time. And Yayu's turning on the inside of Mayan's and going past him on the exit. It's the reverse of last time. Yayu wins it over Mayan's and IQ0 swings widely. Nearly missed the finish but stays ahead of Killian. And in doing so, those teams are going to get 5 points each. 4 points to Cyclone thanks to Yayu, but 1 point because Killian is down in 4th place. It was Raiden top and tailing it, but at the finish, well, it ended up to be Cyclone. The result, of course, is still 5 points all either way round, but everybody would like to have that win on their own record. Now let's meet their two teammates, Yuki and Shane for Raiden, the Ice Cheetah and Zion for Cyclone. Yuki, the reigning men's FAI world champion in the individual races. Shane, one of only a couple of pilots who've been on 3 different teams in the DCL now. He used to fly alongside, believe it or not, Yayu and Sali 1 and Minjae back in 2023. Now he's on the Raiden team. Against them, Zion and the Ice Cheetah, 2 of the long-term members who've been with Cyclone since pretty much the beginning. Now Yuki far ahead of everybody, not like the last race. There's already half a second between him and the closest contender, who is the Ice Cheetah, the captain of Cyclone. He's in 2nd at the moment. Zion 3rd. Shane just passes him. He takes the 3rd spot for now. Yes, and Zion has lost a lot of time. A big mistake from him. Sees Shane a lot more solidly in 3rd. Look, there's a big gap between them and Zion. And the Ice Cheetah slips behind Shane as well, who is zipping up through the places. He doesn't, of course, need to catch Yuki, who is out in front by 3/4 of a second. But now it is looking like a Raiden 1-2. That won't be a 5 points all outcome if it stays like this. We're on to lap number 3. Here's Shane in 2nd place for Raiden, following Yuki down to the ground and through the underpass. Can the Ice Cheetah do anything about it? Zion is over 9 seconds behind. This track not coming to him as quickly as it has for the others. Yuki leading Shane now to the finish. Raiden get the 1-2. That is a big turnaround. Look at the smiles on their faces. And rightly so, as they want to make an impact against Cyclone more than any other team. Yuki beating his teammate by half a second, and then another half a second before Cyclone's the Ice Cheetah came in. So 4 points for Yuki, 3 points for Shane. That is a 7 points to 3 win. That is vital. Good battling, but Yuki pretty much in the front from the beginning and leading everybody around very cleanly. There's his route through. Shane, by this stage, a long way ahead of the Ice Cheetah as well. So now it's the big heat, the first one of the year. All 8 pilots battling. Only points available for those top 4 positions again. Raiden go into this now with a 4 points lead. Yayu gets it underway at the front. Shane behind him and Yuki. And we've got Zion, the Ice Cheetah, Killian all battling, trying to get up into the points. Killian hits the split S and has gone deep down afterwards. That's lost him a ton of time. Surely his race is as good as over. His teammate Yayu still out in the front. Shane trying to catch him. Here's Zion trying to catch Shane. And Shane going a little bit wide there, but staying in front of Zion and the Ice Cheetah as Yayu's gone to 7th. Oh, it's coming undone for Cyclone in their first racing matchup of the year. Oh, and it's getting worse, as there you can see Mayan and IQ0 have both passed the Ice Cheetah and sent him down to 4th, and there's nobody else from Cyclone anywhere near the points. The Ice Cheetah has been the captain of Cyclone Racing since they joined the DCL 2 years ago, and as captain helped them get that World Championship title. And he'll admit he's not the quickest of their pilots, but he's the only one battling with Raiden right now, and there's not much of this left. 4 points was the advantage for Raiden coming into this battle. They're going to score many more. This is going to see Raiden battling to the quarterfinals, and the reigning world champions are going to lose a life and be the first team into the elimination bracket in the Falcon Cup. Zion's finishing, Killian coming in last. 3 of Cyclone's pilots were over 4.5 seconds behind the winner. Killian over 10 seconds behind. He'll never want to see this track again. Shane, the new pilot on Raiden Racing, well, he's going to be delighted. He's showing the previous world champions what he can do, because there are some big names on that roster that he has to race alongside. And this will be particularly happy for Raiden, given that one of their very best pilots, Valprim, left Raiden and joined Cyclone before 2025. There's the results, a great close battle in the first one, but then 7-3 and a big load of points in a big heat mean Raiden are the winner of our first matchup for 2025. They'll go through to the quarterfinals, but on the right-hand side of our bracket, in the rebound round, Cyclone are already in there, having to fight to stay in the Falcon Cup. Quad Force 1 against the Wildcard team. Next, a bit of history going on here. We've got Hyper and West against Danube and the Bob. And West FPV racing for Quad Force 1 was on the Wildcard team last year. That's where he made a name for himself. That's why he's been picked up by the big American team. Against them on the Wildcard team is Danube. He was the first pilot to captain SDT, Spain drone team. This is the first time he's ever raced not with them. The other pilot's Hyper's been with Quad Force 1 for some time, but he is some way behind right now. And in third place, 1 spot ahead of him, is the Bob, brand new in the DCL. So it's Danube and West who are the pilots scrapping, with 1,000th of a second between them just for a moment. Side by side, split S racing as they drop down, and Danube crosses in front of West FPV. Danube's the first one to climb, goes left, hits the side of the sculpture. The artist won't be very happy, neither will be Danube. He's behind his new teammate, the Bob, and they're both behind West. And this is a 5-all situation again. But a whole lap in which that can turn around. And here comes the Bob, chasing West FPV. Both of them taking very similar lines as they come down to block trade and now to the underpass. And there's a 1/4 of a second between the two of them. The Bob climbs like Danube did, but makes the turn much better. And he's closed that gap to only 200ths of a second. Now they're running for the finish. Will he get him on the inside? Oh, West hangs on.
Take finish.
Last lap. Go.
Nice try.
Bob, last basket. Last basket. Oh, well done. We've equaled out on points.
We take a draw.
Well done. Well done. Oh, Bob, I literally thought you were going to get that then. Oh, mate.
That's Bambi that you can hear, who was a pilot on the Wildcard team, and before that with Cyclone. This year, he has offered to manage the Wildcard team, and he's doing a great job, it seems, as their new pilot West gets the first win in this matchup. Danube was tackling it, but that bounce off the sculpture cost him everything. The Bob was really tight and almost beat West. But as you can see here, although he's in the lead, it wasn't to last. Never give up. How many times have we said that in the DCL? So now, Propsicle and QTFPV will take on Nemuo and Gilbert. Propsicle, legend of the DCL, been with us for so many years. Previous pilot of the year, outscoring every other pilot in the DCL. He has done absolutely everything except get that World Championship title for his team. He's racing alongside QTFPV, who's also been racing in blue for a long time. On the other side, Gilbert is back in the DCL for the Wildcard team, and we welcome Nemuo, a brand new pilot, showing what he can do. Gilbert, second. Here's his view, trying to catch Propsicle, which is something very few people can actually do. Into the split S's though, about a 1/4 of a second between the two of those. Propsicle drops it down nicely. Gilbert trying to stay in contention with him. Nemuo just fractionally behind Gilbert, and QTFPV starting to slip off the pace already, almost 2 seconds behind his teammate Propsicle. Now we're on board with Gilbert with 1 lap to go, and we see Propsicle just in front of him, but a better route, just a really direct and excellent bit of turning by Gilbert has given him the lead. Propsicle's never going to let that go easily though, and he's just nudging, just trying to push now past Gilbert. Here's the climb back up into the park. Just the sculpture to work out for these two. Propsicle's still got the lead, but Gilbert's going to have to pull something very special out to catch Propsicle, and he so nearly does! But another 5-all. And Quad Force 1 had more than their share of those in 2024. This is a super tight one, just 74 thousandths of a second. Gilbert with a big smile on his face, knowing he nearly gave that guy a really big surprise. Propsicle led them throughout so much of that race, but just at the end, just when it really matters, Gilbert just couldn't take him. But my gosh, what a great final turn. The thing is, it's now 10 points all, and the big heat is coming. There are 10 points available in it. After that last race, so many of these pilots are looking to go just that little bit better. Now here's where Propsicle flew well, and Gilbert still managed to pass him, and there's only about a tenth of a second, maybe a quarter of a second at most, between everybody. Although at the back it's starting to stretch a little bit. Unfortunately for Quad Force 1, it's West FPV who was so good in the first race. He's the one in last place at the moment. Out in front, it's the Bob ahead of Propsicle. The Bob is Noah Leland racing out of America against the American team. And behind him, Propsicle, and then Gilbert passing him where he did in the last race. But Propsicle's closer this time and gone back into second, and the Bob just scraping his way through those split S's. No, that's ruined his run. He just brushed the wall of the building between two of the gates. That's put him into last. We've got 4 pilots going through the sculpture at the same time. It's not Danube who comes out, though. Oh, that's another pilot for the Wildcard team crashing out towards the back, and Propsicle finds himself in the front. That's the section where Gilbert's caught him twice before, but not this time. But he's very much on his tail. Quarter of a second between the two of them now. This is the last time through the underpass. It's Propsicle, then Gilbert. Nemuo is in the battle in third, and then West FPV currently in fourth. It's looking like 5 points all again, led by Propsicle.
Oh, that end was so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, draw. What do we do now?
Draw.
What heat?
Yes, Gilbert, that's exactly right. It is 15 points all after that race. So we will have a winner-takes-all race, another big heat. Propsicle's managed to hold off all of the Wildcard teams so far, but they're getting very close to him. Danube just pipped him for a brief moment, as we see here, but then he goes down. Unfortunate for Danube, everyone passes him. Propsicle stays out in the lead, and Gilbert got really close. He's doing some wonderful racing, but not many people can catch this guy. Now, the big heat with 1 point for the winner, and that's a place in the quarterfinals. The other team will lose a life and go into the elimination bracket. Great start by the new pilot Nemuo. Third in that last race, was leading this one, is really battling amongst the pack along with the Bob. He's back in contention. He's in the front now. Nemuo's taking it from him. This is great showing from the two brand new pilots in the DCL. Gilbert's in there with them as well, and what's going on for Quad Force 1? Propsicle's down in 7th, the best of them so far. It's Hyper, and he's in that normal 1 point situation, but it doesn't matter. In front of him are 3 wildcard pilots, and it's only the winner that's gonna count here. Could it be the Bob? In only his 3rd race in the DCL, is he going to get his first win? That's pretty much unheard of. Or Nemuo might take it as well. He's right up there. Between them at the moment is Gilbert, and it's all 4 wildcard pilots in front of everybody on Quad Force 1. And even though Propsicle has gone from 7th to 5th already, and he's hunting them down, I don't think he's got time to do it. The Bob, then Gilbert, then Danube, then Nemuo, and Propsicle looming, but the sculpture is coming, and this is a test of nerve right now. And Propsicle's going to move up into 4th, but he's not going to catch this winner, the Bob!
Yes! Let's go, boys!
Let's go, boys!
And the team are so happy for him and themselves.
No,
my
really, you
screen's
did
gone.
great.
That's
We almost had a
nuts.
clean sweep then.
Oh,
Let's go!
wildcard.
What an incredible result for the Wildcard team, getting a win over Quad Force 1, who've been in the DCL for so many years. And the Bob getting his first win already. Congratulations to him. The other new pilot, Nemuo, was right in contention throughout, in the lead for some of the first lap and not far from it at any other time. He might be disappointed with 5th at the very end, but I think his first win won't be too far away. 5 all out of all of the traditional heats. It's only that tiny margin of 1 point that settles it for the wildcard team to go into our quarterfinals. they'll be facing SDT, who were second in the seeding race, and Raiden's 21-9 win over Cyclone is going to put them up against Phoenix in the other quarterfinal. Raiden are going to have so much confidence now that they've thoroughly beaten their close rival Cyclone, so let's see what happens when they face the new team Phoenix. And on the other hand, SDT, who are so confident that this finally is going to be their year, while the Wildcard team may be more of a challenge than they expected. When can you see these two thrilling quarterfinals? Next time, join me, Matt Andrews, and the Drone Champions League as we bring you the quarterfinals of the brand new DCL Falcon Cup. That episode will be with you soon, and we'll see you then, and of course, always in the skies.